I've finished Mutant. Basically, I was planning on doing I'd say a hard or hardcore mutant playthrough, but there seems to be a bug in the system. In that hard says that you recover 50% health after combat, and you basically don't. I mean, you recover, I think, 50% health of the last damage you received, which is really harsh. And obviously, in hardcore, sorry, not hardcore, in hardcore, you receive no health boost, and I don't have the tactical ability to pull that off. So maybe there's an issue with the description. For me, you recover 50% health after combat in hard mode. It means you recover 50% either of your damage or of your total health, instead of the full health. So in the easy mode, well, the normal mode, you regain 100% of your health. 50% of that should be what you get in hard mode, according to the description. If you take the least beneficial wording of it, then you would regain half of the damage you receive, which would also be fine. But what I found was that you receive, I think, 1 or 2 hit points per encounter. No, for the encounter that you lose health in. So if you don't receive any damage in the next encounter and you're below 100% health, you don't regain any hit points, which is really rubbish. And in the encounter where you do take damage, you don't recover half of the hit points that you take. So that is a big bug, or a terrible description. Let's put it that way. So I was going to go back to Sekiro, and I do plan to go back to Sekiro at some point. But I figured, Nioh was on sale last week, and I bought it along with Hitman. Why not play something similar? It's known for being difficult. I've never played this before, so I'm a complete newbie. Sekiro I played before I started streaming it, so there is that. I mean, I didn't play it so much, but I played it a little bit. Nioh, I'm going in blind. I have no knowledge of this game at all. And literally, I just watched the opening cinematic, which I didn't include here. But I'm looking at this first choice, and it says, please adjust the brightness until tiny writing, by the way. Like, this writing is so small on okay, it's only a 1080p TV. It's tiny. I mean, there's no reason for this to be tiny. That's like monitor level tiny. And this is a mistake that most developers still make. They make their writing super small. So let me walk through the logic of this first. It's like you have someone who's hard of sight, who cannot see very well. So your solution is to provide them with text to read. But you make the text super small. I mean, how are they testing this stuff? Like, how does that make any sense? I mean, the PlayStation message at the bottom of the stream is a larger text than the instruction text on this screen. The screen brightness and the elapsed time in top left hand corner are larger text. The messages on the right hand side are larger text. So let's put it this way, PlayStation and Sony see it as a minimum text size for the average consumer to be able to read at a distance where they are from the TV. And yet somehow developers, and this is not only whoever developed Nioh, I didn't actually look into it yet, this is also including From Software, this includes many Western developers as well. They make this text super tiny. This includes also the guys who did, this is because someone I played recently, God of War, and also what are they called? The guy Avalanche. So Avalanche, who made Just Cause 2 and 3, and also the other game recently. They make the text too small. Why are they doing that? How is this still happening in 2019 when you have good access to reliable HD TVs? This is not like in 2007, 2008, 2006, when the PS3 had both the composites and the components and the HDMI outputs. You know, this is not when the Xbox 360 had the composites and the HDMI outputs. This is a situation where everyone is pretty much standardized on the outputs, because both the PS4 and the Xbox One and the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro all have HDMI outputs. There should not be any ambiguity in the presentation of text in any game ever again, and yet somehow I'm sitting down on the floor. I'm about 6 foot away from the TV. This is a 32-inch TV. If I was 4 inches, sorry, 4 inches. that's a male measuring problem. If I was 4 foot away, I could read it, but just about. I mean, I actually have, I have 6 months, well, every 6 months I am tested on my eyesight and my hearing and everything else. My eyesight is actually incredibly good. My peripheral vision is also incredibly good. And I mean, I can read it at 6 foot away, but it takes concentration. And that's the difference. Like, I don't have to concentrate on reading the broadcast has started. To stop broadcasting, press the share button and then select broadcast settings. I mean, that is on the left hand side of the screen. That's fine. I can read that, and it's distracting because it's separated. It's not how to say, formatted well. So half of the words are split in two, but I can still read it. Please adjust the brightness until the two images appear to have the same intensity is difficult to read even at the 6 foot level. Partially because they've chosen, well, maybe they haven't chosen, but it looks like at the 6 foot distance that you have a kind of a blur around each letter. It's possible that's not the case. I'm going to turn my phone off now from notifications. Sorry about that. It's possible that's not the case, but that is how my eyes see it. So I don't know. And there's no gameplay going on here. There's no actual reason for having the text so small. If I enlarge this to a 40-foot screen that was 4K, then yeah, that text might be readable 6 foot away. It might be readable 10 foot away. I mean, but who has that set up? What demographic are they catering to? It is bullshit. Really, it is bullshit. And developers should be ashamed of this kind of thing. I mean, they're defining. This is the screen where they define how the player sees the game, and they couldn't spend more than 5 minutes making the text bigger. This is 1080p. I'm looking at the screen. It's difficult to read that, and I have perfect vision verified by doctors and nurses every 6 months for the last 4 or 5 years. The majority of the population probably doesn't have perfect vision, and certainly not verified as often as I have it. So. And it's not a choice. It's a company thing. It's an industry thing. So I'm being monitored because of my exposure to chemicals, because I'm a chemist. So that I have better tracking than the majority of the populace, and yet the majority of the populace are treated like crap by developers. I don't understand this at all. Even the continue and the adjust are larger fonts because they're capitals. They're more readable than the lowercase phrase. Worse than that, my perfect vision and my very good contrast tells me that it's actually really hard to say what is the same intensity. Okay, it is obvious here. Here, the left-hand image is a lower intensity than the right-hand image, even though it's I guess pixelated. It is obvious there that the left-hand image is more intense than the right-hand image, but move here. They look the same to me. Move here, I would say the same, apart from the shadow at the bottom. Yeah, okay, let's say there is that if you had relatively poorish eyesight, it is here or there that they are the same. And they are still the same there. That is almost a quarter of the whole scale. How makes it so a quarter of the scale is indistinguishable within the range? I mean, I could go from here to here. Maybe even there, although yeah, looking more like literally the longer I spend on here, the more definitive the choice becomes. But what player is going to spend the time? I've been here for like 14 minutes, 15 minutes looking at the screen, adapting my eyesight to the intensity of the background and everything, the blacks and the whites. Which player is going to do that? That's not normal experience. I would normally come in and go, what? Ah, it looks about right, you know? I mean, okay, you can adjust it afterwards, probably. I hope so. But really, like, that to me looks the same intensity. That to me looks the same intensity. Yeah. Basically the same intensity. I don't know what to choose. I mean, is it going to ruin the experience? Are there horror elements or surprise elements based on dynamic lighting or any kind of shadows and darkness? I mean, this is a really crappy test, and you know what? This is probably the worst test I've seen for a while. But the normal test of two images and balance them so they're both visible is also pretty shit as well. I don't understand how developers have not come up with a better testing procedure than this. I don't understand why developers don't have multiple generations of TVs and monitors in the QA departments testing this aspect of the game, given how important it is. Anyway, give me 2 seconds just to check on my sauce, because I have a sauce cooking. Here it is. It's coming along nicely. Today I'm making, well, I already made a chicken balti. All I'm doing today is I'm reheating it. So I made this on Wednesday. I left it cooling in the fridge since then. One of the things that's good about having a sauce maturing over time in cold environments is that it absorbs all the meat and everything else, absorbs the flavors more concretely. So I can safely say that this sauce is more tasty than it was the first day I made it. What I'm doing now is I'm slowly reheating it, and in that same very low heat, or very low flame I should say, I intend to mature the sauce by adding in more water and allowing it to evaporate, but allowing the sauce to reheat completely through. And that should allow it to thicken again, but also allow the flavors to really pop out. Anyway, so you didn't come here to listen to me blather on about sauces or cooking. You know, I should rename my channel the Cooking Gamer, I guess, maybe. I'm not a chef, so I can't say the Chef Gamer. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it like this. It's very high. It seems very high to me for a contrast ratio. It does. Let's see how it goes. So we have dynamic resolution, I guess, on the PS4. Huh, interesting. I think I'm going to go full frame rate. In theory, variable frame rate would be nice, but my TV doesn't have that option. I mean, it's not a G-Sync monitor, it's not a FreeSync monitor, sorry. It's a 30, I think, hertz or 60 hertz TV. So, yes. Okay, system. Okay, fine. Wow. So, not even to the main menu yet. Okay. This is some Dragon Ball Z bullshit. Rice bowls. Their posture, going back between your options. So this is very Dark Soulsy, with the sword in the embers of the fire. But let's start a new game. You know, I should change my PlayStation line there at the bottom. To far the east lies Zipangu, a land brimming with golden palaces and sparkling jewels. Kublai Khan, ruler of the Mongol Empire, sent a large army there, but the warriors of Zipangu used miraculous stones to put up a strong defense. Which means magic. God damn it. I guess this is a miraculous stone.
Some call it a miraculous stone. The Philosopher's Stone. The Queen of England remains locked in combat. With Spain, the country where the sun never sets, for control of the entire world. Her forces weakening with every battle. The Queen and her inner circle turn to divination and alchemy, hiring pirates like us and finding Rita for them. With that power, they managed to defeat the invincible Spanish Armada.
That's bullshit.
But now it seems they want to keep their methods a secret.
I mean, I'm all for rewriting or romanticising history. Tower of London. I'm all for rewriting and romanticising history in the pursuit of an interesting story. However, the defeat of the Spanish Armada was nothing such. This is a classic case of the victor has rewritten history, or has written history in the first place. Spanish Armada was mostly, for everyone listening, well, when I say for everyone listening, I mean for the 0 people listening and people who will listen in the future, was actually because they were incompetent. There was a slight skirmish in the Channel Isles, but then they decided to basically sail around the whole of Great Britain, across top of Scotland, back round between, I think, Ireland and England, through the Irish Sea, and then back down around the lake. And they basically met bad weather the whole way. So essentially they were defeated because of 2 reasons. One, they didn't know the seas or the conditions of those seas in the time they were sailing them, as in the time of the year. The second thing was, most of the ships in the Spanish Armada were crap. They were not warships, they were scows, and they were whatever, they were merchant ships. They were repurposed by the Spanish monarchy as invasion ships. But because the English managed to turn them away in the Strait of Dover, they all continued sailing around up to the north, and of course many of the ships were not suited to that challenge, and they were destroyed or dashed against the cliffs or rocks, whatever. So although there was a lot of tactical and naval superiority on show in the skirmishes that happened on the English side, really the biggest failing, or should I say the biggest reason why the Spanish Armada failed is because the Spanish sent a half-assed fleet to do the job. If they had actually spent the money and spent the time training people and building the ships, then they would have defeated the English wholesale. So that is on them. This is not. There's no mystical reason why we won. In fact, if anything, if you look at the odds of the English winning against the Spanish in the invasion of the Spanish Armada versus England versus Germany in the air war above the English Channel and the south of England, it was more incredible that we managed to keep the Germans away with our fighters in World War II than the Spanish Armada. So I understand that we had the Hawk Hurricane and the Spitfire later on, but we had inferior numbers, and it was only because of radar that we managed to actually prioritize where to fight and when to fight. So it's not another miracle, it's just smart fighting, which is a tactic I hope to employ in this game. Let's see. Sorry for rambling on a long time. But I hate historical inaccuracies in the service of nothing. Oh, I just happen to be incredibly well muscled with only a very short beard. So he's only been there for a week.
It seems death won't stop chasing me.
It seems death won't stop chasing me. I happen to be Irish in the London Tower of England in 1598. Well, apparently I have a spirit guide. Well, apparently I happen to have a fucking hole I can probably crawl through in the wall. It's not normal. Okay, so X is dodge.
I should have run when I had the chance.
So sprint is left. Okay. Whoa.
Hey,
Oh shit. I'm not doing anything. I don't know how to. I don't know how to fight. This life has ended. That's fine. I deserve that. I was standing naked in another prisoner's cell. Well, I have to say this cell death sequence is quite petite. That's fine. What's really funny is I've punched a hole in this bloody cell, and nobody gives a shit. Don't even know how to punch yet. Okay, that's square. See. Okay. Equipment. Melee. Oh my god. These words are so small that the font is tiny. Like super tiny. What the hell? Can you not understand? Wait, I can still move? Oh shit. It's like, can you see me? Bastard sword equipped. Okay. Let's try this.
Hey! What are you doing?
Oh, shit. I have no idea how to okay. Ooh.
I guess yourself is your only savior.
Interesting thing to have. So I guess we're kind of like got Dark Souls, and I'm already at half health. But my health is blue, I think, and my endurance is green. That's like backwards. Who? Is it just because they didn't want like a lawsuit from Software? How does that work? Can I sneak? How do I sneak? Okay, I can block with R1. Okay, heavy attack or pierce attack is triangle. Okay, so X is dodge. I think R1 is switch between the main weapons. R2 is about using the direction buttons. Medicine, I guess, is left. Okay, fine stuff. This guy, I mean, okay, fair enough, right? I understand he's grey haired, he's super, like, must have been doing a bajillion press ups and sit ups in jail to maintain this body. This is not a normal body. Well, I have to say one thing is that his pecs are the most normal thing about him. Anyway, bear in mind, shorts were not a thing in the 1800s or 1900s. So, what the fuck is he wearing? Anyway, this scar across his back is nonsensical, and the muscle definition in between his shoulder blades and I guess I don't know what that muscle group is, but it's nonsensical. He has wings on his back because his over definition. Incredible. Oh wait, what? I'm not used to, I am really not used to this. I have to... Really? Is that... What? What? I have a Tower of London guard coats and a Tower of London boots, guard boots. There isn't, okay, first of all, as an English person, there is no way this Elvis style costume is an old Tower of London get up. It should be red with black, right? That's the normal colour. It shouldn't have all this bullshit on it. Maybe the crown. Further to that, no 3/4 length bullshit. I mean, this is England. It's 5 degrees C right now. It's raining. I can hear the rain even through. It's raining so heavily. It's raining through the brickwork of the tower. So you want something which will actually protect you against the rain, and this is not going to work. Oh man. This is as insensitive as when Western people try and make a Japanese or Chinese game. Okay. Right. How do I hide? How do I hide? I want to crouch. I want to crouch. What? Okay. Oh shit. What? He had a crossbow and immediately pulled out his massive broadsword with 0 time penalty. Wow. You know, somehow I feel that Sekiro is actually fairer than this. This is just punishment for the sake of punishment. I'm really glad I bought this for like, I don't know, €2 or something. And the running sounds are really annoying. I mean... Oh, it's so annoying. It's like he said 10-ton tank. Oh shit. Ah. It's free from its mortal coil, but apparently I have the opportunity to come back again. You know, I'm kind of regretting even buying this game because I'm not learning anything based on the encounters. This really makes me appreciate how refined From Software's process actually is. I mean, when I play a From Software game, at least the basic enemies, I don't feel like I'm completely overwhelmed. Oh crap. And attack! My god. I might have been pressing attack multiple times there and nothing's happening. Which is kind of crap. That's it. Okay. Sorry. Oh. Oh. Oh fuck! I didn't even see him. Oh, come on. So, am I correct in understanding that everyone you kill... So, there's no guard here, right? So, is everyone dead upstairs that I killed? I'm just constantly respawning? I mean... If that's the case, it's a really dumb game. You can just cheese the whole game by basically iterating on an attack pattern. Okay, no, it's not true. It's just the guard. Oh, I was dodging. Oh. I really don't feel like I have control over where I'm attacking or who I'm attacking to. Like Sekiro at least has the whole lock on, lock off thing. So I'm gonna give it one more try and then we'll take a break because this is incredible. Is it L1 plus X? What was run? Okay, L2 and X. Oh, fuck. Okay. Actually quite a bad play for this game. I think I'm going to actually quit. Yeah, I'm done. Oh, what's this? What? Wait.
Huh?
Oh, where'd the guard come from? I thought the guard was dead because I didn't see him like the last like 5 times. Did he? Oh, he's there. Okay. Let's Okay. I have no idea how to save. Yeah, I have no idea how to save. What? Okay, so I'm starting in the same equipment, but somehow I don't have the ability to control my future. Okay, that's done. It's really weird not using the trigger or what the other buttons. Might be getting the hang of it. It's a very unintuitive in comparison to From Software. It's a very unintuitive game system. Seems like a save point to me. Okay. What is this? Ah, save points. Okay, good. Right, I'm gonna quit. Okay, how do I quit? Good question. Ah, okay. Very good. I will probably go back to Skiro because it's more nuanced and interesting.